Hey guys, it's Jorge. Yesterday I made a video that was the 2016 every NFL team's record in finishing place in their own division. I said I was going to make another video regarding the Dolphins more in depth, and this is going to be that video. So before I go into the Dolphins record for the 2016 season, I kind of wanted to go over the depth chart and how I feel about the depth chart. So really quickly, I'm going to go through every position and name off the 2 or 3 players at each position. Quarterback is obviously going to be Ryan Tannehill and then Matt Moore. I think we're going to have Logan Thomas as our third. Running back is going to be Jay Ajayi, followed by Kenyon Drake. Then I think it'll be Damian Williams and Daniel Thomas, and I think we'll cut Isaiah Peed. Wide receiver, it'll be Devontae Parker, Jarvis Landry, Kenny Stills, Leonte Carrera, Jakeem Grant, and I think the last guy we'll keep is Griff Whalen. Left tackle, I think it'll be Brandon Albert, and I think we'll keep Sam Young. Left guard will be Laramie Tunsil, and I think Dallas Thomas will be the backup. Center will be Mike Pouncey, followed by Jamil Douglas, and then Jacquez McClendon. Right guard will be Jamon Bushrod and Billy Turner and Craig Urbick. Right tackle will be Juwan James and Ulrich John. Tight end will be Jordan Cameron and Deion Sims, followed by Thomas Duarte. Right D end will be Mario Williams, Jason Jones, Cleon Lang. Left D end will be Cameron Wake, Andre Branch, and Terrence Feed. This could also include Chris McCain, depending on what happens with Deion Jordan. If Deion Jordan comes back and they put Deion Jordan at linebacker, I think Chris McCain will go defensive line. He's been practicing a defensive line recently. Right defensive tackle, I have Jordan Phillips beating out Earl Mitchell. Then I have Earl Mitchell and Jordan Williams. Left defensive tackle, I have Ndamukong Suh, Chris Jones, and DeAndre Coleman. Weak side linebacker, I have Jelani Jenkins and Neville Hewitt. Middle linebacker, I have Kiko Alonso, Zach Vigil, and Mike Hull. So far, all those backups are undrafted free agents from last year. All of them got some playing time this past year, so hopefully they just improve. Strong side linebacker, I have Kawamisi and Chris McCain or Deion Jordan. If Deion Jordan plays linebacker, I think he'll be a strong side linebacker for us. Cornerback, I think it'll be Byron Maxwell, Xavier Howard, and Bobby McCain that start, followed by Tony Lippett, Jordan Lucas, and Ifa Ekpe-Olomu. Free safety, it'll be Issa Abdul-Kudus and Walt Aikens. And strong safety, this is hoping that Rashard Jones comes back and plays. It'll be Rashard Jones and then Michael Thomas. Kicker will be Andrew Franks, punter will be Matt Darr. Now, after going through our depth chart, I did a list of the positions and how talented I think they are. That I heavily weighed the starters, and then I also looked into the depth of the positions, and I ranked them from most talented position on the team to the least talented position on the team. I'll give them an order. I have 8 positions here. The number 1 most talented position from starting and depth is the defensive line. The number 2 is the offensive line. Number 3 is wide receivers. Number 4 is the quarterbacks. Number 5 are the linebackers. Number 6 are the defensive backs if Rashard Jones is there. Number 7 is tight ends, and number 8 is running backs. I have the D-line number 1 because our starters are going to be Cameron Wake, Ndamukong Suh, Mario Williams, and I think Jordan Phillips. And that starting lineup is 3 Pro Bowl caliber players and a young ascending player. And we have great depth all over the defensive line. I think we're very talented after even the starters. Number 2 is the offensive line because our starting lineup is going to be Brandon Albert, Laramie Tunsil, Mike Pouncey. I think it will be, who did I say? I said it would be Jamon Bushrod and then Juwan James. And is that 5 former first-round picks right there? Very, 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 very talented. And we brought in some key depth as well. Then I had the wide receivers. I think the wide receivers starting lineup is very talented, but they're still really young. so it's hard to see exactly how good they're going to be. Quarterbacks, it's basically just Tannehill. Matt Moore's an okay backup, but he's never had to play when Tannehill's been here. Linebackers our starting lineup isn't terrible, but our backups are pretty bad. So I couldn't put them any higher than this. The defensive backs, this is with Rashad Jones, just because Xavier Howard, Tony Lippett, Bobby McCain, Jordan Lucas, all these guys, Ifo Ekpeolomu, are all really young. Only two defensive backs that have proven to be relatively good or really good are Rashad Jones and Issa Abdul-Quddus. You could say Byron Maxwell, but he had a bad year last year, so we'll see. Number 7 in tight ends, I think Jordan Cameron is very talented. Deion Sims and Jordan Cameron were huge disappointments last year, so we'll just have to see how they come out and do. Thomas Duarte looks like he could be a relatively good receiving tight end. And number 8 is running backs. I think that Jay Ajayi is pretty dang talented, but he's very inexperienced, followed by Kenyon Drake, Damian Williams, Daniel Thomas, all of which have either proven to be crap in the NFL or have yet to prove anything at all. I think the running backs are one of the worst running backs on paper, running back groups on paper in the entire NFL. And this list is not to say that the tight ends are going to outperform the running backs or the linebackers are going to outperform the running backs. This is just the most talented from the starting unit all the way through the depth from the way I see it right now. So all this is subject to change, of course. Now, all that being said, I am going to go into now the Dolphins' schedule for next year, and if I think they'll win or lose each game and what our ending record will be. I'll start here in week 1. We're going to be at Seattle. Seattle was one of the most talented teams in the NFL. I think we definitely lose that game at Seattle week 1. Number 2 is going to be at the Patriots. This is going to be without Tom Brady, and I think we have a decent chance to win, and I have us winning the game in New England without Tom Brady there. Number 3, we're home against the Browns. If we lose that game, I'll give up hope on the Dolphins for the rest of the season. The Browns lost too many pieces and we're already terrible. Number 4, it will be at the Bengals. I think we lose that. The Bengals are also one of the most talented teams in the NFL. That puts us at 2-2. Then 5, we're home against the Titans. I think we win that. The Titans are one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. 6, we're home against the Steelers. Steelers are one of the best teams in the NFL. I think we lose. 7, we're home against the Bills. As much as I'd love to beat the Bills at home, I think Rex Ryan has Miami Dolphins number, and we lose to the Bills here. Then week 8, we have a bye. Week 9, we come home against the Jets. I think we beat the Jets at home. This is especially going to be true if they have Geno Smith. I have a hard time picking the Jets in a lot of games if they're starting Geno Smith. Number 10, we're at the Chargers. I think we beat the Chargers. The last 2 years we've played them and we've swapped games. I think we win this one in San Diego. Number 11, we're at the Rams. I think we win this one. The reason I say that is they have a young rookie quarterback, and it's hard to be consistent with a rookie quarterback, and I think we'll be able to edge out the Rams, and probably a really low-scoring, tough game there. Number 12, we're home against the 49ers. The 49ers are going to be a top 5 worst team in the NFL next year. I see us winning that one. So that's actually 4 wins in a row there after our bye week. But that's where our winning is going to end. That puts us at 7-4. And I don't think we're going to win another game after that. Because in Week 13, we play at the Ravens. I think the Ravens are way more talented than their record showed last year. And we're playing in Baltimore. They're an extremely tough team. I think we lose in Baltimore. Then we're home against the Cardinals, but I have the Cardinals being the most well-balanced team in the NFL. And I actually have them winning the Super Bowl next year, so I have them beating us in Week 14. Week 15, we're playing at the Jets, and I think we lose in New York to the Jets. Week 16, we play at Buffalo, and I think, like I said, Rex Ryan has the Dolphins number. I think we lose in Buffalo. And then week 17, we're home to the Patriots. I think the Patriots will want to get revenge, and at this point, Tom Brady will be back, and he'll be extremely pissed off. He won't want to lose any game, regardless of the situation. I think the Patriots beat us at home. That leaves us on a 5-game losing streak at the end of the year, and we go 7-9 as our total record. It's pretty disappointing. We have an easy 4-game stretch, in my opinion, there with the home against the Jets, at the Chargers, at the Rams, home against the 49ers. But then our last 5 games are going to be all really tough games to win. And I think we lose those last 5 games. So as far as the entire season goes, like I said, I think we're going to end up being 7-9. We're going to miss the playoffs. And to be honest with you, if we do any better than 7-9, I'd call it a win. Even if we go 8-8 or 9-7 next year, I'd count it as a win. I think we still are in a 2-year process. We went all offense in this draft. We focused on building up our offense, and I think next year we'll focus on building up our defense a little bit more. And it's going to be a 2-year process before we're really back to competing for playoff spots, in my opinion. And it's sad to say, but I have lower expectations of the Dolphins this year, and I think that's going to be a more accurate way to handle it. Last year, I thought the Dolphins were going to be definitely competing for a playoff spot and possibly even competing for an AFC East championship, and we finished last in the AFC East. So I'm not going to try and put that kind of pressure on my team again and on myself as a fan. It just led to more disappointment than ever. So this year, I have the Dolphins going 7-9, and hopefully they do better than that and prove me wrong. So, go Dolphins.